It's time for some content, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you that are unaware, this skinhead looking guy is going by the name of Idubbbz on the internet. He was well known for making these critically acclaimed videos back in the day, roasting people that deserved to be roasted, but he became such a pussy ever since he married a ex-Muslim whore that he decided, hey, you know what, I'm gonna backstab all of my Jewish friends and unite with Nazi sympathizers and terror supporting on Twitch. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the brand new era of today. Idubbbz, after years, dropped his newest content cop video on H3H3 and teamed up with the likes of the nightmare blunt rotation of bad fact checkers on the internet. Look at this. Look at his description. I didn't watch this video yet, but dude, thanks to the creators that helped. Hasan, supporter, Denims, supporter, Sean the black guy who puts hits on Twitch streamers' heads that he doesn't like, Frogan, supporter, I don't know who this guy is, Noah Samsen, pro-genocide of all Jews in Israel, I've covered his video in the past, and Matt Lieb, I don't know who that guy is. But the kind of wild part is, not only did he put the actual nightmare blunt rotation together, literally uniting all the greatest forces of supporters of all time to make a content comp on his former best friend and Jew, H3H3, but also, look at the dislike-like ratio. Bro is getting absolutely annihilated. Dude's getting his hole stretched, goddammit. Now, I'll be completely honest here, and completely real, and frank, and true. So, this is going crazy. There is massive discourse about it, literally as we speak. All right, I didn't watch the content cop yet, but the only thing I know is Hasan puts on his best cry bully hat, says he wishes Ethan well after doing 3+ hours of anti-H3 content. Oh my God, what a giant pussy.
Really reconsider what he's done this entire time and get better.
Dude made a 3-hour-long hit piece stream on Ethan and then says, get better, take some time, bro. The virtue signaling doesn't stop. In other news, stuff that you might be interested in, I wanted to cover this, but I saw someone posted this. So this is Idubbbz and his girlfriend, slash wife, whatever, Anissa, and they were talking about Ethan Klein, and they said the last thing someone going through something like that needs is more eyes on them. And then he made a content cop video on his former best friend. Like, this dude is like an actual generational potentially the biggest bitch of all time. The only thing more exciting than that to be released today is the information that Hasan has an old tweet saying that he would love to hang in a Diddy party and trickle down bang anything thrown his way. He tried to delete this tweet, but we saved it. Hell yeah. Hasan Piker, still cooked. Now, I'll be honest here. A lot of people are appreciating the work I'm doing on my Hasan coverage. I'm very excited to see Ethan we're going to watch the content cop. I'm sure that Idubbbz is going to make like this giant video talking about how H3H3 is pro-genocide or whatever. He's just guzzling the fucking virtue signal Olympics. He's out there. He's made friends with all the fucking retards on the internet. And I have to say, I am very excited to talk about this thoroughly because I probably know more about the Israel-Palestine conflict specifically than any of the fucking retard Avengers in his actual description over here that he's crediting. Now, the irony is, Asmongold, big fan of the channel, huge fan of the greatest franchise on the internet. As you know, I have been documenting how fucked Hasan Piker is in any given moment in time over here. We have a whole playlist. Everyone loves it. But Hasan Piker, Asmon appreciates the work. What can I say?
This is pretty good. Oh, Concord. Oh, God.
Okay, first of all, I don't know what the fuck AI program they used to make this fucking nightmare version of me, but alright, whatever. Now, look at this guy.
Bro,
Dude has to double take.
So, like, every once in a while, I'll watch one of his videos.
Yeah, baby! You know which ones!
About Hasan.
Yeah?
And it'll just be like a 40-minute video of him just talking mad shit the whole time.
Yup, it happens. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows. That I'm just saying, I appreciate the recognition. My videos are hardcore, in-depth analysis plus mad shit. And no one will ever react to my videos because obviously no one wants to make beef with Hasan. I am Hasan's Voldemort. He'll never mention me on his stream by name. He'll refer to me as the Vtuber or whatever the fuck because he doesn't actually want people to know exactly how badly I shred this man's anus. So anyway, we have more anuses to shred. Lock in, ladies and gentlemen. I was literally saving this. I'm on vacation, by the way, okay? I'm on vacation. The content cop dropped. And here I am. I'm ready to see it. Again, this is not me defending Ethan Klein. In fact, I don't even really like Ethan Klein that much, specifically, personally. Hot take, I know. This is more of a two retards fighting situation where the lesser of the two evils is actually the terrorist supporter. If you are not up to date with my Hasan coverage thus far, Hasan Piker supports terrorists. Namely, 3 separate Islamic terrorist organizations, as well as terrorist organizations operating out of Argentina. He's pretty cool like that. And Venezuela, rather. Yeah, no, Hasan's cool like that. Definitely look into the Hasan Piker as fuck franchise. Asmongold approved. Mad shit. Everyone loves it. Definitely lock in. We're about to watch maybe a great video. Maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe the Idubbbz content cop will not literally just be sucking the content cock of Hasan Piker the entire time to virtue signal. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see.
The beach is surprisingly dangerous.
Oh.
Consider the
fucking thing.
Oh my God, what happened to him?
Actually, Hila's not
Bro
a baby
lost
killer.
that life.
Actually, accusing Ethan of killing his dog is maybe too far because they have mobilized such an insane.
There's no way bro is cosplaying a skinhead supporting a guy. There's no way he went to skinhead cosplay to support a guy that advocates for the extermination of Jews. Yeah, damn, that's wild. Jesse Pinkman definitely needs to gain some weight.
That anybody who says any fucking thing, they will attempt to ruin their lives. And once again, I'm the crazy one. It's not bad enough that I have this group of
dude.
What we do here is go back.
I remember watching the old content cops in 2016. They were fire. The fact that this man fell off so hard because, well, I mean, who knows? Who knows what went on in his life to make him fall off this badly? But dude, did his wife write the script between his spanking sessions? Oh, he's fighting. I get it. That's a reference to when he made a charity scam allegedly in his last boxing event. That's cool. All right. Yeah, this one's gonna be good. I can tell. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll just be completely wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong. Listen, all I know is... Oh, good. Oh, good! Oh, good! It only took 1 minute and 34 seconds to put a terrorist sympathizer on your stream. Hell yeah. I love how somehow Idubbbz, back in 2016 when he was saying racial slurs, he was more beneficial to society than he is today supporting terrorists. I will take racial slurs over literal terrorist sympathizing any day.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the Hasan broadcast coming to you live from a cloudy day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. I have a very important announcement. I've finally done it. I watched Ethan Klein's content nuke, and I'm not going to call it context puke as I normally do because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing was out of context.
Right.
Everything was correct. I
love how he's such a pussy that he refused to react to Ethan's video on him. But Ethan immediately reacted to the content cop in full. He didn't even pause. He was live when they dropped it and he just straight reacted to the entire thing. Dude, Hasan, you are such a giant pussy. No one wants No one wants to hear your opinion, bro. You have no actual valid input on almost anything I've ever seen. It's insanity. It's crazy. Oh my God. I wish I could just bring up all the topics that I've ever covered. Every time I see his face, it makes me want to dive into the pits and bringing back all the good shit he said. Like how he doesn't care when rapes happen if they're happening to Jews. Or how he thinks that all babies in Israel are valid military targets. Like, holy shit.
An Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true. Most importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also mentally. Right. I've been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the content nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know everything? How?
All right, that was something. All right, hell yeah. In the next Content Cop, we'll be doing Content Cop Jesus Christ, and Ian will be converting to Islam. It's gonna be crazy.
All right.
All right.
I didn't plan on making a Content Cop on H3. It sounds very stupid even saying that.
True.
H3, Content Cop.
It does sound stupid. He's so right. He's so right. He's right. Yeah, this dude's trying to rehabilitate his image, so he makes a content cop on his former best friend, blindsiding him.
Idubbbz.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge shit move.
Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hasan Piker, content cop on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this in 2016, I would have been like, oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's gotta be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot, it's Ethan. He's...
If you would have asked me in 2016, back when I was liked and respected, if I would make a content cop on H3, I would say, not unless I lose the plot. Hello? He said it out loud, man. He lost the plot, guys. He lost the plot, yeah.
He's the one who fucking attacked first.
What?
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you a story.
Wait, because he said fuck yourself for not defending your friend after these trolls called CPS to try to take his children from him? For those of you that want the full context, again, I covered this in the past. I already covered this, in case you're curious. Already covered it. Hasan's community called CPS, Child Protective Services, to try to get Ethan Klein's children taken away from him, and they made up a lie. They made up a lie that they were eating dog shit and they were feeding their children dog shit so Child Protective Services would come and try to take their children. When that happened, Ethan was like, why are my former friends not defending me? And that is, that's what he's referring to. We all on the same page? We all on the same page? That's sickening. That's like absolutely sickening. It is indefensible, it's criminal, it's sickening, and he said, why aren't my friends defending me? And now, Idubbbz is making it look like that's a valid reason to make a giant hit piece on him? Like, how far does one guy fall? How far can you fall? Unbelievable. I guess Hasan's terrorist meat just tastes too good.
Story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years. So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who...
Dude, remember when Content Cop videos used to be entertaining and now he's just kind of whining in front of a camera?
Has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hasan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hasan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
Oh, that's 100 shavers. You trans women. I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually...
It was pretty lame and gay, and the moment it started, I actually predicted it would fall apart in fire and brimstone because Hasan hates Jews, and it turns out I was right. It did fall apart in fire and brimstone. I was literally correct.
Had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hasan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
What are you... Huh? What?
I would say that Hasan...
This is a screenshot of the clip where Hasan says that settler babies are valid military targets, talking about how Hamas terrorists were justified in murdering babies. This is the clip he picked. This is the clip he picked to prove that he's qualified in talking about it? Huh? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna find the clip.
It's not.
It's the same clip.
Obfuscate. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but this dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
But the babies that...
This is him justifying Hamas terrorists murdering babies. Okay? Because they are valid military targets because they are baby settlers. Okay? This is the clip you picked to point out how Hasan Piker is a geopolitical mastermind. The guy that's, by the way, never been to Israel, as far as I'm aware. That's never actually had a decent discussion or debate in any format with anyone that knows anything about the topic.
Hasan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject to these horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
I mean, they are the only democracy in the Middle East. I'm not sure what the point of that was. You're taking a clip from 2019 to prove that he heard of the country Israel? Like, what does that mean?
Well, the dance he invented was so kick-ass.
Israelis.
You mean to tell me... Dude, this is mind-boggling. He shows a clip of 2019 where he's talking about Israel. And then he shows a clip of 2019 where he is dancing as the side-by-side. Does Idubbbz realize that this guy, H3H3, lived in Israel for years? Does he know that? Because I feel like he's way more equipped here. What the fuck?
Well, the dance he invented.
This might be the worst video I've ever seen so far. I don't know. We're only getting started.
It was so kick-ass.
All 7 swing states.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
It's just eating the toppings. And the pizza looked like
This is mind-blowing that this is the side-by-side he's showing. It is mind-boggling that the side-by-side he's showing is Hasan talking about Israel, like, vaguely. And then a side-by-side, Ethan was not talking about Israel at that moment.
Burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time...
What the fuck? What do you... First of all, you have no idea what you're talking about on this topic. All right? I'm just saying. I think that out of everyone here, Mr. Idubbbz is the least equipped to discuss anything related to Israel at all. Second of all... What are you saying? Are you saying that he doesn't have the right to discuss things with his friend because he might not be as, like, what are we even talking about?
Time is more of the goof guy, and that's fine. You know, we don't expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His
what is even going on?
Wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got...
Look at the way he's framing it. He doesn't know anything. He has no idea what he's talking about. I have never seen in my entire life, I have never seen someone try to make a point and make it so badly. Ethan's position is that he wants a two-state solution because 80% or more of the people, of the Jews specifically in Israel, were born in Israel and have nowhere else to go. The Hasan position is murder all Jews in Israel. Do you realize that? That's the position, okay? Ethan says 80% of the Jews that are in Israel or born in Israel have nowhere to go. What are you going to do? Hasan is like, well, you just kill all of them. And you're taking Hasan's side, bro?
Done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hasan.
Hasan's audience is politically savvy. They send me death threats on the daily. What are we talking about?
Hasan is strictly a political streamer, so this is something...
Why are we playing this game, okay? Why are we playing this game, okay? You're showing stupid clips of this guy and stupid clips of that guy? This is Hasan in a maid outfit, going to a maid cafe and twerking, all right? Yeah, this is political streamer Hasan, solely political, right? He doesn't do anything that's not political, right, guys? Like, what are you talking about? This is the worst false equivalence I've ever heard in my life.
They're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this...
He's right! He's literally right! Wait, Idubbbz' example of Ethan saying misinformation is just the truth? Ethan was literally right there. Dude, I don't even like Ethan. I don't like him. I don't even agree with his politics 90% of the time. But he's just correct.
He essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So
dude, do I have to do this every single time he says something? Yeah, From the River to the Sea is a rallying call for the displacement and murder of millions of Jews. All right. From the River to the Sea, meaning the destruction of all of Israel. All right. Dude, I'm not even being From the River to the Sea is an explicitly genocidal slogan. All right. We hear From the River to the Sea chanted at U.S. protests. It's on posters. It's projected in university buildings. Here's a map. See what From the River to the Sea means. It means eradicating the state of Israel and eliminating the Jews. This is the sea. This is the river. So when you wipe out everything between the river and the sea, that's what happens. Dude, this, like, I don't even know, man. There's nothing to it.
This massive progressive audience that Ethan has, adopted over the years, they're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on Leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that. When you listen to Hasan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, Bibi fired...
Wait, let me get this straight. Does Idubbbz not know that this war was started by Hamas? Does Idubbbz not realize that it's the terrorists that actually started the current war that's going on? I feel like no one clued him in there.
A really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having this back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online, progressive content creators, Hasan, all of these different people. He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits, and everybody thinks this guy's awesome, apparently. Even though he looks like Millhouse, fucking dork.
Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking... And I'll say it and I'll double down on it.
He's right.
And people... Oh, no?
No, I would double down on it. I would double down on it. She is an evil, hateful fucking bitch. She egged her audience on to take away Ethan Klein's children because she disagreed with him on a political issue. I completely stand by that. Dude, what is going on here? How did Idubbbz fall off so badly? Dude, look at this dislike ratio. That's insanity.
It's all culminated, at least for my story, in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge with me. Since Ethan and Hasan's falling out, I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help,
what is
maybe
going
if he
on?
stops harassing.
This is like toothless content cop. I'm coming out here to talk about how I want to grift and virtue signal to a new group of friends more than my old group of friends.
Other creators. Maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can rekindle our friendship. So that's...
Let me get this straight. Idubbbz is making an hour-long hit piece video in the most successful hit piece series content cop in the history of YouTube on his former best friend, so that they can become friends again. All right.
In my approach,
all right, love that.
A joke
Retard
Ethan's
Olympics
way in the form of Hasan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like Idubbbz. He's a good guy, but I don't like this stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism, and also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that, but fucking.
I don't think Idubbbz is fully aware that Hasan Piker supports multiple terrorist organizations. I don't know if he would make this video if he knew that. If he knew that he lied on a daily basis. If only he watched the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise on the Nuxanor channel. Critically acclaimed, Asmongold approved franchise. Mad shit being spoken mostly because, listen, there are a couple things I don't like. I don't like people that go to brothels to sleep with prostitutes, where the brothel is later closed down for sex trafficking children. I don't like terrorists. And Hasan has managed to find a way to do both of those things.
And sometimes you gotta just throw something out there. I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. And one of those circles is an H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content. He liked Ethan's content until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that, you know? Like, I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings are too bird feathered.
This might be the worst video
now that brings
I've
us
ever
to
seen.
February 28th of this year. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan, at some point, discovers that Idubbbz' former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously a problem.
Wait a second. Let me get this straight. This guy publicly blasts Ethan. Ethan is like, this guy sucks, and you're upset? Bro, dude, don't go to... He must have gotten it from Destiny, and Destiny has a sex scandal going on, so ultimately that just proves there's problems.
If Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with, he has maybe said...
What are you, his therapist? He was scrolling through Twitter looking to find things that upset him. Idubbbz has never heard of an algorithm before. Yeah, the algorithm finds things to upset you all the time. That's what it does.
It up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information. And that would be horrible. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be saying...
What? Is he giving him, like, therapy here? You should not be looking at things that are negative to your mental health. You should not be looking at things that would make you sad. Also, I'm going to make an hour-long hit piece on you to try to end your career and collab with all of your worst arch nemesis that want you and your entire ethnicity wiped off the face of the planet.
Sending you things that are entertaining for your show that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you. Why is there so much work being put into discovering this guy on Twitter who's barely getting any interactions, linking him to me and posting on the Reddit?
Why are you mad that Ethan is upset that someone made fun of his wife when you're not mad at the guy that made fun of his wife? Dude, this is like the actual fucking brain rot far left retard shit that goes on. Like, this is unbelievably petty and pathetic. Oh my god.
There's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place.
It's a random guy on Reddit.
Research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like,
oh, it's a Destiny fan. I knew it was getting there. Because Destiny hates Hasan, so Destiny has fans that are posting tweets that are slandering Ethan on a subreddit. So Ethan is seeing the slander and crashing out. You see, I'm doing this for you, bro.
I've seen this account before. This account has scraped its history, and it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This is with
It's not trying to make Ethan burn bridges. The only person that was trying to make Ethan burn bridges is the guy that said that babies are valid military targets by Hamas terrorists. The bad guys. Let me just remind you.
in Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not.
He needs to be critical of his fans that point out to him that someone is slandering him, but he doesn't need to be mad that someone is slandering him. What?
Not me. So yes, I am willing to admit that my former editor was being very nasty, uncharitable, and fucked up towards Ethan and Hila on Twitter. But Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast. So
I can't believe he even titled this content cop. Like, this is so wildly pathetic. Dude, he... zero charisma. No riz. No bitches. Well, one bitch.
Oh, I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch and respond to the two podcast streams where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like...
He's right.
That Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like... She's a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and Idubbbz feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening?
He was literally right. Come on, dude. You can shit on Ethan for better. I can shit on Ethan for more. But come on, dude.
For all you know, I only use the For You tab. For all you...
Okay, well, now you were made aware of it. What is going on?
You know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of...
Okay, there was a podcast where Idubbbz and his wife were sitting together talking about why they don't want to actually address the Ethan Klein drama because they don't want to put more eyes on it and they don't want to get him mentally unhappy. All right? That is literally what they said. They were aware it was going on. They're friends with Hasan and friends with Ethan. They know everything that's happening. Stop being a little beta fucking cuck bitch. Oh my God.
A year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not going to throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away.
There's a big difference between throwing someone away and disavowing them. At least message your friend, Ethan, that, hey, this is fucked up. Message the guy. He didn't even message his friend.
Because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
How many women I fucked? Hasan, by the way, thousands. Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Hasan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like, this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism.
I don't know why any of that, literally, I'm not sure what any of that goes to actually prove. Hasan does fuck a lot of women, he says. He even pays for the sex. That's how much riz he has. That he goes to brothels in Germany that are closed down for sex trafficking children, and he will pay them to have sex with them there. Hell yeah, dude. Massive dub.
Shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people, I'm sure, who have unfollowed you for the things that you have said and done, and I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't want to throw someone away because they've had some hard moments. We're all fucking human.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
He's literally right.
And what you're saying to me is that I'm a bad friend and I'm a piece of shit.
Yes! You are a bad friend! And you're proving it by making a content cop on this guy. You're a terrible friend. You made a hit piece on your former best friend without talking to him about it. Yes, you are an unbelievably shitty friend and a retard and don't know what you're talking about, and you're doing all this to suck on some terrorist sympathizer dick.
I'm spineless, I'm cowardly, because I am following someone on Twitter.
Because they have mobilized such an insane harassment group. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people harassing me and everyone in my life. It's that people outside of this group, journalists,
creators are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like I'm fucking crazy.
He's right.
I mean, I don't know what he's getting at here. Like, yeah, people are...
You don't know what he's getting at here? They called Child Protective Services to try to get his children taken away from him. Okay? Because he has a moderate position on the Israel-Palestine conflict.
Gaslight.
Giant cuck. Maybe this guy should have asked his wife's boyfriend for help writing the script on this video.
You. A lot of people gaslit me when I apologized. That was actually like the...
No one gaslit you when you apologized. You fucking lashed yourself in public for saying the N-word in 2016. All right? And you called all of the people that watched you racists. You suck, man. This is so pathetic. I looked up to this man in 2016. 9 years ago, I thought this guy was really freaking cool. Holy shit.
Number one type of harassment I got was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology to its extreme.
I've probably done and stood by Idubbbz and Anissa more than anybody. I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very transactional. Like, you know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our own personal morals or principles.
But I'll say this, I don't think they're fucking any friends of mine. And certainly I don't think they're any fucking friends of mine based on the text conversation I had with them too before I even talked about it. So I have nothing. Like, I don't need any fucking halfway friends, man.
I thought the text conversation that I had with him was very empathetic. I basically just said, like, I know you and he...
Bro discovered empathy. This is exactly what he said in his apology video. I have recently discovered empathy. I am now all woke.
Are experiencing a ton of harassment. And I essentially empathize with that, and I think...
Nice voice crack.
There's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and Denims. As much as you don't want halfway friends, I also don't want that kind of halfway friend. I don't want someone who's going to give me like an ultimatum to have a conversation.
Could you not say something when this is...
No, I agree. I don't know what happened in private. I'm not going to take what he says at face value like that, but for sure, they should have had a conversation.
Like, imagine like one of you guys is like, Hasan actually wants to go to Gaza so he can strangle Israeli babies or some shit like that. I'd be like, you imagine me not saying something.
You're trying to make a one-to-one comparison where there isn't one. This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship as you and one of your current employees.
Is he making an entire video about Ethan trying to get him canceled because Ethan is upset that he didn't call out his employee? This is the pettiest, most pathetic shit I've ever seen in my life.
Who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years? At one point during the stream, Ethan and Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam does basically the same thing as my former editor. He's critical of Ethan and Hila, and he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Adam McIntyre needs to just, like, disappear. That guy is a piece of shit, like, of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him, like, the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side. I would never even co-sign that. I was disgusted by that statement, too. I remember when he called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything
and
like
I was
that.
supposed to be, like, cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's disgusting.
Why do you forget that he called her children, which is something we would never do, the spawn of Satan?
It's disgusting.
And
a piece of shit of a human.
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story, you know?
Dude, I'm not sure what the point he's trying to make is here. Yes. They are proving that they would not go so low to call their enemy Satan spawn, all right? Okay. And
It's really something.
Unfortunately, they never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements.
Dude, how do those clips make them look bad? I'm so confused. Dude's head looks like a single testicle that didn't use Manscaped. What is even going on?
About Trisha's baby until it's useful? Like, what is
Why would they need to make a statement to disavow a random person that they don't know or never had an association with? Why does that have anything to do with anything? This is such a false equivalence.
3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time and that there was some amount of pressure.
Wait, are you implying that they should call out every single post on the internet targeted against somebody else? Obviously not. They wanted their former best friend, you, to stand up for them when people when your editor was saying that they should get their children taken from them. What are we even talking about? Oh my god, I'm like actually spiraling. How the mighty have fallen. All it took was one drop of Hasan cum, and this guy lost his career.
Or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation.
Except it's not, because they had no association with this Adam McIntyre guy. And the guy that is literally crashing out on Gila all the time is literally your editor. And you were best friends with them.
To me.
It's just incredible who...
This dude is so beyond help. It's insanity. He actually completely lost the plot. I don't know what happened. This entire group of people, like the Hasan people and the whole fucking squad of cum guzzlers, like, it's insane. Their brains, they just function differently.
Who ends up being the good guys in this story, you know? It's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet. Unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. You're friends with him. And you don't have to say anything, but like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit, okay? Olivia did not do anything. And
I want the pass. Do I have to be an employee to get that treatment? Because then you'll just see me as an ally.
This whining and
or is
bitching?
Is it because
is that the whole
Ethan
video?
Is afraid
this is
of
unbelievable.
Accusations and lawsuits.
And also, I don't mind putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend.
Imagine trying to shit on your former best friend to maintain relevance and get into the good graces of a fucking terrorist sympathizing gaggle of fucks on Twitch. Imagine how pathetic you have to be. This dude is, I feel like he's in a cult at this point. He's so lost.
A terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your...
No, he is employing them and they can quit whenever they want. And if they want to, they can. No one's forcing them to be there. He's paying them. Okay? Paying them means that they're associated with him. It's not his fault if a retard is harassing them. What?
Role in this whole fucking thing. Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is to Olivia and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in this whole thing.
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit.
But me and Anissa are spineless. Ethan, your whole system is scrambled. My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject.
For sure! He was making this entire point to make fun of Ethan's employees and send his audience to harass Ethan's employees, not to harass the employees. Yep. Jordan Peterson proved correct.
And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you have to do that every fucking week? It kind of seems like it. And that's exhausting. I don't want to confront my boss. It's not my fucking job to confront my boss and say, today's segment on rapists and pedophiles on Twitch was not my favorite segment to be a part of.
Again, they do not have to work there. No one is forcing them to work there. They could leave whenever they want. That is their job. Their job is to maintain the show that is run by Ethan. They could give him feedback, but it's not like they have to give some sort of fucking intervention every time they don't make content that they want to do. Bro, Hasan has talked on his stream about how his friends are literally terrorists in Gaza, as I've covered in my previous videos in the Hasan Piker franchise. What are you talking about?
Yeah, friends like these.
Oh, yeah. And our other good friends.
Yeah.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times because, like, why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly
I mean, I disagree with Hila there. I think that Anissa sucks, personally. No offense to your wife, but she sucks. Not trying to make hate or anything. I just that's the content here. We just say it the way we see it. Your wife sucks. Yeah. Your wife is okay, dude. People don't know this about Ethan's wife. Let's see if I can even find this shit. Anissa Jom. Holocaust. Get ready for the best take of all time. I'm pretty sure that's not what I want at all. Not at all. Mangala. Fuck, I'll never find this in my life.
So early on, and I wanted to quit OF like so early on, and
yeah, sure. All right, well, that's not what I wanted. She basically had a clip saying that, look, the Holocaust was bad, but at least we made like scientific discoveries and stuff, so it wasn't so bad, or something like that. Been a while, dude. I'll never find this clip. There's no way I'm gonna find this clip. Yeah, this isn't working. Let's try Hitler. Let's put Hitler in the search. Let's see if we can find this one. Damn it. Yeah, never mind. Not gonna find it. Forget it. Forget it. I'll find it another time.
You believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course I was going to stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out.
Oh my God. I was literally right. It was his wife that convinced him about this entire conflict and literally all the politics. Holy shit. Oh my God. OnlyFans creator / devout Muslim. The crazy twist that no one saw coming. Yeah, all right.
Out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not gonna fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that.
Did you know, does he know, he probably doesn't know this, that, you know how many Lebanese were killed by Hezbollah, the terrorist organization that his friend Hasan Piker supports? Does he know that?
Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
Do we have that one?
Man, like just the other day, Bibi fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes, you caught us. We're not gonna run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people.
Bro, they tried to get his children taken away because he doesn't want all Jews in Israel to get murdered. What is going on? Dude's entire research into this conflict was my wife, who said that the Holocaust is justifiable because, you know, scientific advancement has been made by Nazi scientists. That wife told him that in fact this is how it is. Yep. Hell yeah, dude.
We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
So
The problem.
okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
also
Friends with
Denims is
Denims.
actually participating in this whole.
Following them is not an endorsement. Look, I follow Hasan Piker, and Hasan Piker follows me on Twitter. I'll be real here. We hate each other. You see, he hates me, Jewish, obviously, that we all know that. But I hate him because he supports terrorists, which in my opinion is it's a bad thing. It's bad. Yep, bad.
Child Protective Service lie.
Yeah.
Which I'll
And if
show you
you're
guys
friends with
instead.
them, then you're seeing what they're
Yeah, I don't know why the white saturation shit on my screen gets so bad. On my laptop, shit happens anyway.
saying.
That's just life.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character.
Also, you're collabing with Denims in this very video. All right, let's be clear here. You're making the argument that you just follow her on Twitter. She's in this video.
Originally, the complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
He's mad that the Reddit is telling them when people are slandering them. Yep, makes sense.
We are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like,
you fucking lying son of a sack of shit bitch. You went to his house dozens of times for videos together. Dude, I don't even know what is going on anymore. H3 Productions. All right, this is H3's channel. These are his videos. Most popular videos. His second most popular video. Okay?
Who is it?
Ian from Idubbbz.
Oh, hey, dude, what's up? How you doing? Problem with over here.
Seems like you're playing one on me.
Down a fucking.
Excellent.
Wait.
I really appreciate that.
There he is.
Wait there, okay?
Okay, cunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curiosity.
Dude, how did he fall off so badly, dude? Oh my god, the unbelievable fall off. Yeah, so used to be sort of friends. Right.
Kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we think.
Yeah, I don't think she's a good person. I think your morals are skewed. I think you're a fucking loser, to be honest. This is pathetic.
Ethan and Hila are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core? People can have crash out moments.
Denim says that you could abuse children under the age of 3 because they don't remember shit. What are you talking about? Are you retarded? Do I have to show you a Denim clip now? Do we have to do this? Good person at her core. Denims. Oh, these say leak for when her nudes get leaked because she's a whore. And this is CPS for when she egged her audience to call Child Protective Services. But no, I don't even want that. I want when she talked about some pretty crazy shit.
Whose family was murdered in front of her, and she was kidnapped for 50 days and continually raped while being in captivity. Nothing to say? Nothing? You're not going to fucking
claim to
Oh,
have
here we go.
been
Yeah.
happen?
Get ready. Get ready. The clip that ends all clips.
I will acknowledge what just happened. This woman who you claimed was continually raped in captivity did not claim to have been raped.
כל פעם שפגשתי מישהו היה לפחות מישהי או מישהו אחד שחוו התעללות מינית והתעללות פיזית. כמעט, כאילו חצי מהם.
In that interview, she says that at least half the hostages she spoke to said they were sexually assaulted. At no point did she claim that anything had happened to her. And to my knowledge so far, no hostages have given firsthand accounts of being sexually assaulted in captivity.
So her argument is... oh, you said that people got raped? Well, she only said that other people got raped in front of her. Not that she herself got raped, because no one has first-hand accounts. That's her argument. It gets worse. Right? This is the same documentary that she was just looking at.
And I remember thinking, now is the moment. Something, what you thought about is gonna happen. And then I remember I turned around. He was standing with his gun, and the gun was pointed out at me, and he was huffing and breathing heavily, and he had a face like a monster, like a beast, like this. So I stood up and held a blanket, a small blanket, to cover myself, and he came towards me and just pointed the gun really hard at my forehead, screaming at me, take it off, and punching me until I could not hold the towel anymore. And he started touching me, and I resisted, and then he dragged me to the bedroom. And then he forced me to commit a sexual act on him.
Yeah.
No hostages have given first-hand accounts of being sexually assaulted in captivity.
Okay, how can this be in the same video? It's almost like she didn't watch it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is the person that is a good person at her core, according to Idubbbz. That person. Yeah. All right. Is it over? Are we done? Adolf Piker and his goddamn fan club of bitches and retards. Shall we proceed?
People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know.
Says the guy who made an hour-long hit piece on his former best friend.
I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that.
Well, you can't. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but there is someone in the middle who kind of fucks with both of them, but separately. Yeah, there's a lot of friendship.
Yeah, but there are levels to this. Obviously, I think in general, you don't have to always be friends with all of your friends' friends. But if your friend is besties with a terrorist supporter that wants you dead, and that advocates for the death of your family on the daily, you're an asshole.
That are like that. I'm not gonna make you guys like meet up and kiss or anything. I get it. You guys are in fucking, you're either my best friend who's deep throating me to the base of my cock, or you are Satan. You're the devil.
The last thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty. Well, then, you should have no problem publicly denouncing it.
He's making an entire content cop because of one clip of Ethan Klein saying that he wished that Idubbbz said something about it. This has got to be the pettiest shit in the universe. He tried to end his friend's career and simultaneously deep throat the cock of a terrorist supporter because his former best friend said, I wish you would have stuck up for me when they tried to take my children. What?
Right. Does that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something a powerful villain would say.
Oh,
but it was so funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, "Oh, he doesn't work with us anymore." But that was it. That's all she said.
But then say that you don't.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say for your friends, though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is.
So why were you looking at his Reddit? You made the argument that he should not be looking at the Reddit because it'll make you mental health spiral. But these people are doing that?
For spreading misinformation that it was our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we wanted is this guy getting pulled into this mess, and you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out.
What? That is the worst friend I've ever seen in my life. Wait, what is even going on? dude's friend they're trying to take his children away because of his political takes. And he's like, yo, defend me. And he was silent because he was suddenly saying we wanted to pause the relationship until you figure it out. Hell yeah, dude.
And then maybe
I have never seen this dude was a better human being when he was saying racist slurs. He has devolved as a human. Bro, pipe down, libtard. You're losing the way, brother.
we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit easier to broach. I don't think we need to do it right now.
Yeah, your friendship is over. You're never going to be friends again. Ethan will never forgive you for this. And he shouldn't, to be honest. You making an entire hit piece video on your former best friend? That's fucked up.
You've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast
He's
twice.
such a shitty guy.
I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because
Bro, stop. He's not brigading you. The reason why you're getting brigaded is because you're a shitty guy. No one's brigading you anywhere.
I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Okay, let's use those as examples.
To do harassment.
Right, these are his harassment campaigns. This was the harasser. She tried to call, her audience tried to call Child Protective Services to get his children taken from him. That's not him doing a harassment campaign.
Campaigns.
This is a guy who made an entire hour-long video saying that Ethan supports genocide.
And instead talk about...
This is a video talking about how the CEO of Twitch banned the entire country of Israel for a year on Twitch and literally had racist Arab to Jew tier lists on the official Twitch channel. What are you talking about?
About Vampire's Kiss.
At least say something like he doesn't work for me, and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually.
She thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
True.
So go
and they're
fuck
right.
yourself.
And they were literally proven right. What is even going on here? Ian made an entire video just proving him completely correct.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to what you guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens, and you're perpetuating it.
You fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. He probably sets up
He's right! He's literally right! Hasan is a lying scumbag terrorist supporter. He supports Hassan Nasrallah, his own words. That guy caused the deaths of over 500,000 people in Syria. That's a genocide.
Aaron jerks off watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Let's think about
That's not harassment. What is even going on?
it on a micro level. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever.
So Ian's making a video to stop the conflict by throwing fuel on the fire.
If you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of like a line.
All right, I'm calling it right now. Hasan is sleeping with Anissa, his wife. Absolutely. What's our bet here? $20 saying that Hasan has fucked Ian's wife.
And what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are, you know, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing to say. Like, you're the H3 podcast, okay? There's a lot of friends of the show. There's even more fair weather friends of the show. Let's not get into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it. No, I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend because...
A light friend. Dude, they went to each other's weddings, bro. What is even going on? I have never seen this shit in my life. Dude is trying to avoid harassment by making this video.
It's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years. And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible.
What is this video? It's your emotional dumping ground. You made a whole content cop, a series known for ending people's careers. You did this video all to shit on him for a 30-second clip where they said that you were a bad friend and they were literally proven right by the fact that you even made this video?
It's not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach us to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted, and I feel defensive, and I feel like...
Dude, I feel like he didn't need to make this video. I feel like he did not need to make this video, and he should have talked to a therapist instead.
I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you, and a lot of people
He's speaking up for them? Dude, that is literally their entire content right now. Ethan Klein bad is a fucking goddamn cinema masterpiece. There are so many people that are making this video. You are not brave by doing this. You've just found a nice little group of cocksuckers that you are trying to snuggle up to.
Who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy to be anti-racist. Everybody's anti-racist. Racism is the worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to stick their neck out for somebody, the minute they have to actually risk something to put themselves in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
And that's drama.
How much do you care?
I don't do drama.
How much do you actually care? Isn't that the whole point? Like,
I realize that Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism.
The people that Idubbbz is defending tried to get their children taken from them. I think that they have every right to be scared. Their former best friend, who knows where he lives, supports the murder of Israelis and calls all Israelis terrorists for existing. Okay? What is going on?
Is a thought in their heads now more than ever. And it's not completely unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes. You guys are just hurt, and you're kind of like dancing around and making very like loose, poorly thought out analogies.
This is like armchair psychologists for retards. I don't know who watched this and was like, damn, he cooked.
Something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like me making this video is the standing up for something, and it's saying fuck you. You guys are being bad. You know?
It's standing up for fuck you. You're bad. Got him.
I don't think you're bad people, but you're being bad. You're behaving poorly. You're hurting people.
I mean, go back to the civil rights. You think that the people who are like the white kids who are protesting with the black students, you think that they were just like not risking anything? Those kids who are marching with the black students and...
So in Ethan's analogy, he's the black student and I'm the white student, but I'm the white student that's not, marching by his side. I'm not doing the difficult thing. You're gonna have to march on your own, black student.
Marching with
the analogy is because he's getting hate from a community that hates him for his race. Retard. Like, he's just missing the boat on like everything he's saying. I feel like, dude, there are so many valid things to criticize Ethan for. Like, it's insane that he went down this route.
The black students and...
I mean, why is it inspiring?
Dude, I don't like Ethan, okay? Hasan's a terrorist sympathizer. Okay, which is a whole ass other level. All right, Ethan B tier. All right, Hasan F tier. That's what I'm talking about. What is going on?
Why is it inspiring?
Well,
I'm sure Ethan watched this video and just laughed his ass off. There is no way you could take this seriously. This might be one of the worst videos ever made by a prominent YouTuber.
The same thing, to bring it back to Hasan just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like, I was thinking about going to Gaza until I found out it's dangerous. He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
It's been performed exquisitely. Harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one. If anyone's been watching,
Ethan is not the one that started any of this harassment. It was Hasan's community that was harassing Ethan for being Jewish and saying that, hey, we shouldn't murder all Jews in Israel. That is why he got harassed, if you're keeping up with the saga at all.
For the past fucking year, I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hasan.
Like, people like Anissa are the perfect example because she's friends with these people. She's friends with Denims. Denims is streaming this story about our kid
I'll show that, yeah.
getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'll accept this position from anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people's shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it. Why would you expect Anissa, of all people, to say something to Denims? Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a feeling you guys wouldn't like if we said shit like that to you all the time.
Oh my God, we're 30 minutes into the video. He is still whining about the same clip where Ethan's called him a bad friend. We are still whining about the same thing.
We've been respecting you as independent content creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
But
saying
that would be commendable.
And by the way,
Anissa in the back, it's like, honey, I'm not gonna sleep with my boyfriend tonight. I'll stay in bed with you. This shit's gonna slap. You showed them.
Kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is clean, they're actually good people, like that's gonna get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog, and Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have giardia or whatever the prompt is. No one would care. The only person who would care is me, because I'm like, why did I tweet this out? I'm not tweeting out because I'm not your fucking lapdog. That's why I'm not tweeting it out.
They have a podcast where they yap for 2 hours, like twice a week, just endless yapping. He didn't think he could at any point support his friend even when the topic was brought up.
I'm not saying it to my audience because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
That's, in my opinion, doing something that's difficult and standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable.
Dude, I really wanted this to at least be
it's not always
video.
easy.
Why are you saying that I'm not standing up for my principles when you don't even know what they are? I get, like, we're a little bit past...
I have no principles, motherfucker. Yeah, that's right. I support terrorists all the time.
Directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted
Probably wasn't even talking about him anymore.
Phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles? And I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list.
All right.
We're going to start off with Frogan because obviously this is like as bad as it gets. If you're following Frogan, that can only mean...
Yeah, no one cares if you're following Frogan, but Frogan's a disgusting bitch. In my opinion, she recreated 9/11 on her stream. She made an Arab to Jew racist tier list. She sucks as a human. She probably smells bad. She's fat. Also, she thinks that all United States soldiers and veterans deserve to get PTSD.
That you're anti-Ethan. Oh, this is not a good start. Love of the H3 podcast. You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan.
There's no way he's doing an entire segment talking about people that follow people on Twitter. This is insanity. Dude, I follow Hasan on Twitter, and I think he's a terrorist sympathizer. Hasan follows me on Twitter, and he hates me to the point that he will not mention my name on his stream. I am his fucking Voldemort, okay? To quote the greatest political streamer on all of Twitch, all right? To quote him.
Like a 40-minute video of him just talking mad shit the whole time.
That's right, baby. They fear me. They fear me, and we love it that way.
Sam, Morg Pie, friend of the show. Olivia, Ian, Daily Dose of Internet is anti-Ethan. Jesus, this is fucked up. Pokimane, comment etiquette. Oh shit, Asmongold's in here? Asmongold follows Frogan. No, Asmon. That means you're anti-Ethan.
This is retarded. This is insane.
Fucked up. We're gonna want to avoid these creators at the top of the list, but one tier below them are the creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa, I think Hasan's in there. You'd think that Hasan would be on the top of the BDS list, but that's not the case. Hasan provides additional value for people.
What is even
Ethan
happening?
can turn a blind
How
eye
is this
to
a
people
content
collaborating with Hasan because that's what he did. You gotta be the lowest of the low to be associating with the Frogans and the Denims of the world. To associate with Hasan, that just makes sense because he's famous and he's got a massive fan base. Also, Ethan still follows Hasan on Instagram, so Hasan is in his feed.
And that's showing up right up on Nissa's and Idubbbz feed.
It's important to remember that this is a living document and people can be removed or put onto it depending on how Ethan's feeling that day. You have this other tier of creators that exist below Hasan but are still anti-Ethan. But Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous. It's no coincidence that Ethan stays silent when these powerful, popular men are supporting Hasan.
Ethan is literally not quiet. He talked about this on his podcast. I know because I covered it in one of my videos on the Hasan Piker is Fucked franchise.
It's because Ethan is a coward. He's a bitch-made coward. I think Ethan has an unreasonable amount of respect for these comedians because they have power, they're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology. But he's gonna keep that to himself because the last thing that he wants to discover is that people that he respects and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was just horrible. That was like my lowest moment on podcast history. We could talk about Bill Burr, ruined my life. Bill Burr made Ethan go on Luxapro. I was prescribed it and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode that made me finally start.
When Stavros goes on Hasan's stream and he mocks your content nuke.
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man, and I don't know that I'm even comfortable being here anymore.
Oh, no.
It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that, and I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah,
and so I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back because you're coping, so you're just gonna tuck your tail.
Imagine telling the guy who's literally had his life turned over with Child Protective Services coming to take his children, all right? You're telling him that he's coping. When Hasan, the guy that this guy is glazing and deep-throating right now, won't even react to the video that his former friend and podcast co-host made on him because he's such a gigantic fucking wet pussy. It's insane.
Between your legs and never mention on your podcast that mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream, you're not touching it. Fuck you, you're a coward. It's just his job. It's just what he does for his job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends. You know, he makes fun of everyone. It's not just me, right? Oh, also, I can't forget.
This is one of the wildest projections I've ever seen in my entire life. Because some guy didn't even mention him by name, but insulted him, he was supposed to call him out. But he shouldn't have called out the editor guy that literally made a fucking manifesto-level slanderous tweets about him that worked with his best friend. What?
About Matt.
Again, I'm sorry about the white filter shit on the screen. I don't know. I'm traveling and my laptop's fucked.
Lieb. Matt Lieb is in this like middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with. Although he's sniffing He's sniffing around.
This guy, Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer for Good Mythical Morning. Well, this guy works for Good Mythical Morning, acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife, or in a video game. And I think he should be fired, frankly. And I hope he is fired. He's pathetic. And he interviewed a fucking, basically a terrorist.
I think Ethan only respects...
What is wrong with anything that he said? Can you debunk anything that he said? Can you debunk a single thing that Ethan just said? This is the worst video ever! Remember, kids, this is why you don't do crack.
Power right now, which is one of the reasons I made this video in the first place, is because he thinks I'm weak. He thinks a lot of these other creators that he's gone out of his way to attack, he thinks that they're weak, and he thinks they're a target that he can bully, he can manipulate, he can send
I think he went after Hasan Piker, the biggest leftist political streamer on the planet, because he thought he was weak and bullyable. Are you retarded?
Suits to, and I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button. You've got a video and you've got an audio. We're hitting both.
What is the point of this montage?
Yes.
There's no point.
Let's leave.
Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Oh, shit. Like, how pathetic are you? Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I'll garnish your wages. I don't like pedophile. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach.
What is even going on?
Your parents for a
The
lot
cuck
longer.
is calling someone a coward.
Yes, please. I want to be a good Jew. I'm a good Jew. Please, guys, please.
That was fine. Yeah, I don't think it was that.
That was fine.
Big a deal.
Hey.
Of all the things that
Anywho.
it always surprises me what you think crosses the line.
Well, I looked at Olivia and she's like, yes, do it.
Now let's talk about the button. Ethan got this.
We got a whole ass montage to talk about the button. This is gonna be relevant somehow. He went through every stream to see him touch a button.
Button or kill switch as a response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella. He was not able to control himself in that moment, and instead of figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent $20,000.
Dan and Ela were like, we would kill button that right now if we could.
Is he shaming him for spending $20,000? Dude, man's rich. He can spend his $20,000 on whatever he wants. What is even happening? Because he has a button that erases the last couple of seconds of his stream?
I can't change who I am.
I know. That's why the kill button is on its way.
That's it. See, exactly.
He uses the button for everything. If his jokes don't land, he's hitting the button.
It was being presented as if the Jordan crying thing.
I hit the button.
Why?
I don't think I needed to, but you guys were giving me crickets, so I panicked.
If he's insecure about getting something wrong, he's hitting the button.
But okay.
What?
Button for that? What on this frame could Ethan have responded to? Perhaps the country flag that he got wrong? Maybe. I don't know.
If he goes on a problematic...
What is going on? Why is this like a bad thing? That he has a button as a joke on his podcast that... What? Wait. He got a button as a joke that he can't control himself on his podcast. And this is like taking a big part of the fucking hit piece.
Tirade, he's hitting the button.
Before, look how sad. But yeah, it's not just that. Like their eyes are like big. I think you guys are wrong on this one. I think you guys are all wrong on this one.
I don't think he's unique in hitting the button. I think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time. But if you don't have it, you operate differently. You think about what you're saying. You maybe plan for your show a little bit more. You maybe say, I'm not going to have my podcast be an emotional dumping ground for today. You instead say, ooh, it's important that we stay on topic. Also, the H3 community and Ethan himself use the phrase...
These people are so lame. Is this like modern online leftism? Like super woke brain cult? Like, these people suck. As humans. Forget as content creators or friends. As humans, they suck.
goblin mode all the time to excuse a lot of his shitty behavior or make it seem less bad.
I've been diagnosed with goblin mode, actually.
By claiming that what happens is he just gets into this like uncontrolled state he refers to as goblin mode.
I do not call myself goblin mode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what you did.
Goblin mode? Is that what you're calling Tourette's now?
To all victims of goblin mode, I would like to issue an apology.
Well,
You are
goblin mode today. You're goblin mode. Look how many times you paused the
I'm trying,
video.
bro.
And I don't think there's no room for using the term goblin mode.
Yeah,
I like
what does that mean? There's no room to use the term. Well, how is this criticism?
Idea that you're defending yourself and the little guy by going goblin mode when a big corporation or a big entity is trying to attack you.
Like, if you fuck me over, if you steal money from me, if you patronize me, if you do any of this shit like you're trying to do to me, to treat me like a fucking idiot, I'm crazy, dude. I've gone fucking goblin mode over way less.
But you not thinking
That
about
was
what
obviously
you're saying,
joking.
not, reflecting on your
This is so
behavior, not
pathetic.
changing your behavior, that's not goblin mode. That's being a child. Let's talk about the crew. I think the crew...
I pity this man so much. I didn't even really like Ethan that much. But dude, this video, it's turning me around. This video's turning me around. This content cop is maybe the biggest Ethan Glaze piece of all time. I might actually start liking him. He's showing me all of Ethan's best moments and best jokes. This is awful. This is reverse propaganda.
Crew has been put in the worst working environment that
Goblin mode was a phrase that was used to make fun of his Tourette's, and he turned it around and owned it, and it's funny and based. Okay? Stop being a little bitch.
possibly can be for a fucking podcast. Every crew member has it bad. To be around Ethan, period, would be a nightmare right now.
I'm standing by every fucking syllable of that, okay? What she did was abhorrent. And by the way...
Just don't. Listen, your critique of her is correct. It's just, people are sensitive about women being called that word. And so...
Like, how pathetic are you? You know what I mean?
Oh, people are sensitive about calling fucking bitches. Well, I reclaim this word. Fucking bitches will be called fucking bitches again. Make retards again. That's right. I fully stand by this. Absolutely. We should call fucking bitches because they should know what they are. I do not believe in pulling punches sometimes. I have to say.
Well, I'm not assuming his pronouns. And fuck all these people. Okay. Go ahead. No, and I'm not yelling at you. I'm just...
I'm not assuming his pronouns. Anyway.
Kelly is a black woman, right?
Yes.
Maziel is a...
Korean.
Oh, Dan, come on.
That's just funny.
You're being such a
what is wrong with these clips?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm shocked that he made this video. This video sucks.
You know, Dan's in the bathroom. Let's just not do this right now.
I asked if Korean people are POCs.
The one time the button didn't work and we listened to how he spoke to AB without thinking that the internet was going to hear it, it was rude, it was nasty, and it didn't have this caveat of like, I'm not mad at you. It was anger, and it was uncalled for.
Oh no, he was rude.
They get access to cover most of it.
We're doing it.
What are you doing?
It's so awkward and terrible.
I'm sorry, I'm not...
Just like, this is what I'm talking about when it's always like...
We need to get home for our kids.
It's like, bro.
Oh, no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I was just talking about finishing Wednesday.
On Friday, maybe. Is it?
You guys, like...
All right, I'm taking my hand off the... What? Okay, well...
I heard all that.
Thanks, button.
And he didn't want to take accountability for it.
Okay, so he was rude to an employee. Definitely a shitty thing to do. And...
He immediately wanted to deflect, and he wanted to say that the button fucked him.
First of all, I appreciate the hard work.
I know you do.
And I loved it, and I really enjoy it. But it's like every time we do it, it's like the show is what it is, and
I know. It
makes it.
I was being selfish.
AB was being annoying. Look, I don't know the full context. I personally try not to be rude to my employees ever, just as a general rule. That said, are you trying to end his career for this, Idubbbz? Is this supposed to be like some... What is the purpose of this entire video?
No, dude, that button me, dude. Can you imagine that?
Definitely subscribe for when we react to Ethan making a content nuke on Idubbbz. Hell yeah! All the retards fighting, and the content is all mine.
Button
fucking me over like that?
The button fucked you? AB fucked you? Who fucked you? You fucked yourself by being an asshole. He makes it seem like he's not a tyrant of a boss.
We're doing it.
What are you doing?
So awkward and terrible. I appreciate the hard work.
I know you do.
And I loved it, and I really enjoy it.
Dan, his producer, is
I love how he's fighting for the rights of the employees that could literally quit whenever they want.
Constantly clarifying things on the air and making it clear that what Ethan said was a joke. Ethan is being overly defensive, or he's saying things that are like not true and he's exaggerating.
People saw that. They thought that that was what you searched to
I did
pull
not
up that photo. So I'm just clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate you doing that. God forbid.
It's okay because I buttoned it.
Why?
Because
it's not that big of a deal, man.
Just
Like,
your
how
inability to.
No. Hold on, Dan. How does it change anything? People knowing that we did it.
It's fun when it's a surprise.
Okay, well,
Well, you just asked how it changed.
Surprise them on your show.
Okay. All right.
You know, I understand that that's
What
his
was
role,
that?
and
He buttoned something because he spoiled a surprise that he was going to do in the future. And he's like, oh my God, he's impulsive. He's impulsive. Let's kill him.
You know, Ethan's made that his job, or Dan's made it his job. Ethan leans on it so heavily. In the same way that he leans on the button.
It's his content. Who cares? Dude, what is even going on? Idubbbz out here losing teeth. Jealous of Asmongold. Losing as many teeth as he can. Fucking going to full skinhead. It's the hatred of Jews. It just does that to a motherfucker.
Ethan is leaning on all of these people to be adults and look after his behavior and give all of this emotional and empathetic energy for Ethan.
He's not emotional and empathetic enough. Stop deporting illegal immigrants that are rapists. It's the same person. It's the same brain. This is a brain on a little too much woke. I don't even know what to say. It's insanity.
But Ethan refuses to give it back to them. Also, let's talk about AB and Lena, 2 Lebanese employees, and you just continue to talk about the conflict like they don't exist.
Why is he not allowed to talk about a conflict that's happening somewhere in the world? Because there are 2 employees that are also from that relative area in the world? What are you fucking talking about, actual retard? White guy from bumfuck nowhere America is telling a Jew that lived in Israel, whose wife is Israeli, that he doesn't have the right to talk about a war in Israel because there are Lebanese people nearby. Are we all on the same page? This is the level of retard that we're talking about.
It would be nicer, a lot nicer, for you to shut the fuck up about it.
Why should he? He has a political podcast. I don't agree with 95% of his politics. He has a political podcast, okay? Literally, a political podcast, and he's talking about something that's going on, that's relevant in the world, and that also he actually does probably know quite a bit about because, you know, he lived there for years, and his wife was born there, and she served in the military there because there's a mandatory draft. But no, he shouldn't talk about it because it might offend somebody somewhere. Sorry, retards. Dude's so mad that Ethan is calling out terrorists. That is it. Ethan is so far left in literally everything. The only difference between him and Hasan is that Hasan wants to kill all Jews in Israel, and Ethan is still saying terrorists bad. That's the only difference between their politics. And you picked Hasan because you're a retard.
You're allowed to do that.
Hezbollah in Syria alone killed double that much. All right, I'm going to move on. I just want to play Hasan talking about bad empanada.
Ethan doesn't want to change.
He's literally right, though, by the way. Hezbollah, a terrorist organization that is operating in southern Lebanon, funded by Iran, by the way, contributed to the deaths of over 500,000 civilians in Syria. This is a terrorist organization that is supported by Hasan Piker, the guy you're glazing right now. Now, you probably don't know that because you're a retard that got all of your information from your fucking wife.
And he wants to bring the entire crew down with him because he's putting them in this position every day, right? But it's more important that he gets this shit off.
They could quit. I'm not trying to say that bosses shouldn't treat their employees well. Obviously, they should. But they could quit. If they don't like his content or the direction he's heading or anything like that, they could quit. They are getting paid, and they are staying. And it's none of your fucking business what content he makes or doesn't make. He's not hurting anybody. He's saying some sort of political stance, and people are harassing him to hell. You're just a shitty friend that's trying to get in cool with the cool kids over on the Twitch Jew hater squad.
His chest, it's more important that he dumps. We're all familiar with Goblin mode. Well, Ethan debuted a new mode recently.
And by the way, my ratio is pretty good. Like, I'm looking at like 20 goblin modes to 1 too far. Demon mode, let's call it.
Oh my god.
What makes demon mode different than goblin mode is goblins aren't really like an intimidating, powerful
What is this video?
force.
What am I
If
even
the goblin is persistent, it can get what it wants.
When I'm done with the other one, the big one that's dropping probably next week, my full attention is going to you, George. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach.
Ethan, the reason the internet got behind you when you were being sued by Matt Haas or when you were being sued by Ryan Kavanaugh is because people saw you as the underdog. They saw you as the guy who's defending...
Oh my god, he's literally just actually laying it out there. Chat, I don't think you know what this is. Do you know what neo-Marxism is? Neo-Marxism is a very common philosophy that is used by retards where the victim is always right. No matter what, if you are weaker, you're correct. You are literally always right as long as you are the victim, you are the minority, you are the oppressed, you are always correct. So even though Hamas terrorists barged into Israel and murdered 1,200 innocent civilians, they're just so much weaker, so they must, you know, they're just weak. They're weak and lame and pathetic. Yep, that's true. That is why, yep, they're the victims. They're the victims because they're weaker. Even though they literally started the entire war, they're the victims because they're weaker. And it's the same shit with everything, right? There was recently this story of this guy, that a black guy that murdered a white kid in a college campus. That dude is out on bond right now and is getting massive support from the far left. Why? Because he's black and black people are oppressed and stuff. Welcome to neo-Marxist retardation. It doesn't matter who the oppressed is or who the weaker is. What matters is who's right. Justice is what matters. And you are not on the side of justice, you fucking skinhead freak.
The common man.
I'm suing, and I cannot wait for you guys to read it. At the moment, we are writing 3 complaints for 3 people.
You are doing the classic rich asshole thing. You have a deficit of friends, you have a surplus of enemies. You feel really bad, you feel hurt, but you also have
You feel hurt and weak. You should stop because you feel weak, and this video is gonna make you feel better because I'm a good friend.
Surplus of money. So what can you do? You can use that money to bully and intimidate people. He's
suing people that are defaming him. There's a reason why laws exist. Laws exist because if someone defames you and is wrongly calling the police to take your children, you can do something about that shit.
Public legal...
He's so jealous that Ethan is rich and this guy's broke because he lost all his money on fucking hookers. He was probably paying his wife for her nudes.
Threats that you're making to fellow creators, these legal threats that you're making to people on Reddit, on Twitter, you're like, I'm hurt. These people are hurting me. What do I do to stop it? There's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm powerless. No, you have a ton of power. You have a ton of options. You have a ton of choice. That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich, is you can do all of these things.
I've never...
I'm just shocked and appalled that he's saying it like this. Because how is that even an argument? How is that even an argument? Yes, you're getting harassed, but you're bad because you're evil, because you're rich and powerful. Neo-Marxist retardation. Actual neotards. Oh my god.
I want to sue someone for defamation, but like at what point? Like at what point do you kind of fucking have to? I mean, this is like basically someone calling you a pedophile. Be like, yeah, you know, Ethan's a pedophile.
Dan Clancy or whatever, like the CEO of Twitch, and being
pedophile. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite.
Yeah,
there are certain things you can accuse people of that rise above to make it like actionable, which is like wrongfully accusing someone of being a pedophile, a sex criminal, a murderer, shit like that.
Dan Clancy now, in other words, he is a pedophile.
Oh my God.
You have so much less to go off of saying that than anybody has about
based
Dream.
on his looks. Just on based on his
Well,
looks.
at least you're self-aware.
That's 100% a joke. I have no evidence to conclude that he is.
One of the more notable...
I mean, but he said it was a joke, but he said based on his looks. That would not be constituted as, you know, slander in court. But if Dan Clancy wants, he could sue him. I'll make content off of it. Hell yeah.
Legal threats that Ethan has sent out recently is against Noah Samsen.
Based.
I have nothing but vibes to gain, and potentially your money as well. Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I'll garnish your wages. You're going to be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy. 26, you know what I mean? Try 46.
Noah made a video that was critical of Ethan and other content creators when they're...
Wrong. Noah made a video full of lies and misinformation that I debunked in my Hasan Piker's 360% fucked video. And his video was not critical. His video was literally calling anyone that criticized Hasan Piker a genocide supporter. That's fucked up on infinite levels. Also in that video, by the way, Noah Samsen called for violence. He asked his audience to escalate from peaceful protests, and because of their physical geolocation to politicians, I'll find it. Noah Samsen. Noah Samsen. I think Loner Box had a clip about it. That's where I saw it. Yeah, check this out.
Power over anyone else in the world to stop the genocide. We are living in the belly of the beast. We have direct geographical, physical access to the politicians, the propagandists, the weapons companies, and the supply chains that are facilitating this genocide. Protesting is great. We should keep doing that. But also, you know, I feel like we have to be honest with ourselves. 17 months in, and what is protesting actually accomplished? Raising awareness, sure. Divestment, yeah, in some places. But really, politically, materially, nothing. Israel just killed the most children in its history in a single night with total impunity,
So what
with
are you
a
saying?
deafening silence among the Western media. If we want this genocide to stop,
What
it's
do we
time
do?
to escalate.
Escalate.
That's all I'm saying. So anyways,
See,
yes.
you can-
that's a call to
You can
violence.
lay it out very easily.
Are we on the same page? That's a call to violence? Are we all on the same page? This dude said we have direct physical access to propagandists like Ethan Klein, like me, for example. Us propagandists because we don't like Hasan. That was his entire video. If you're anti-Hasan, then you are anti-genocide. So his audience, direct physical access to propagandists. Protesting didn't achieve anything. We want to stop this. We need to escalate. He's calling for violence. He is inciting an audience of hundreds of thousands of people to kill YouTubers that criticize Hasan. I covered this in my video. This guy is a fucking freak for saying that. And you are a loser bitch for defending him.
They're talking about Israel and Palestine. I mean, the way he's talking about Noah on his podcast is so fucking creepy and weird.
Is this a new thing?
This is a new thing. This happened during the show. Upon initial examination, it seems to check out, and it's not great for young Noah.
Can I say that? Don't say it yet.
I'll say it.
So he's a rape.
What is creepy and weird about him wanting to sue someone that labeled him as a genocide supporter and criticized and incited his audience to kill propagandists?
So, of course, his standard, I don't know what he's accused
At
of,
least
so I'm
from my
not actually going to say, but
Ethan brought on a former partner of Noah to basically just shit talk him and say that he's a bad partner. But that's all that Ethan was able to extract out of it.
you are not accusing him of committing any crimes or doing R-word or anything like that. The accusation is that he's a sleaze.
Absolutely. Noah
Yeah.
Samsen, as far as I know, is not a rapist.
Fuck you to Noah Samsen, who's not just a liar and a scumbag, but also a creep, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Now let's talk about
All right.
the left-leaning Democrats.
So you're calling him out for shit talking a guy that incited his audience to escalate from peace and use their physical access to politicians and propagandists to hurt them, probably. You're defending the other guy. You're defending the guy that incited his audience to. You're defending the fucking retard again, bro.
Crap.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
The thing that made me start to question Ethan's intentions is that when he was suggested to talk to Sam Cedar, a fellow progressive, a guy that Ethan respects and looks up to.
He works with Sam Cedar at the Majority Report. I respect him and what they do there.
He kept saying that it was racist or anti-Semitic to suggest that he talked to someone who's within the same ethnic group as him.
Is he so scared to say the word Jew? Is Idubbbz that scared to say the word Jew when he's literally defending a lot of people that just want Jews in Israel to get killed? That's kind of weird. But anyway, you have to realize the perspective Ethan is coming from here. Hasan is like, I can't talk to Ethan. Ethan should talk to one of his own, one of those Jews. They'll convince him. That's literally what Hasan was saying. So Ethan is like, I'm not talking to someone because he's a Jew and he'll be able to convince me, another Jew.
That's why I said yesterday, like, I urge Ethan to talk to Sam Cedar. There are very thoughtful, very kind anti-Zionist Jews out there that he could talk to. I don't think that I will be able.
Listen, Jew, you should talk to another Jew. Maybe the other Jew will convince your little Jew self different opinions. Do you realize how fucking cringe that sounds?
To reach him.
What's the insinuation that I only listen to other Jewish people? You need to talk to my pre-approved list of Jews that like agree with me on everything. You know, it doesn't matter if they're Jewish, dude. It doesn't matter if they're fucking Jewish.
I think most Jews.
I don't think Jews at large view it. I don't think that is the.
In what position are you to even say that?
It's not motivated by myself. It's motivated.
This is such a crazy bad faith side by side. Again, because I did the research, I know the context. Here, Jewishness is irrelevant to Ethan when they're arguing actual political discussions. When it comes to political discussions, he does not care about that. This clip is where Ethan is talking about how Jews are getting harassed across America, which happened, by the way. On college campuses, Jews were getting beaten up and harassed all over the place because of the current Israel-Palestine drama, all right? Because of that, Jews were getting harassed. So Jewishness is relevant to Ethan when Jews are literally getting beaten up in public. And in this context, Jewishness is not relevant to Ethan when they're talking about actual ideas and philosophy and politics. Are we on the same page? Idubbbz? I don't know how he put together such a bad video. Like, he used to make good videos. You'd think even if he made a shitty hit piece, it would at least be a good video.
By Jews against anti-Zionist Jews.
Seriously, how can you speak for my entire ethnic group? I find that really interesting.
Ethan, I don't know what to fucking tell you. This is like step one of having a leftist ideology, is recognizing our race, religion, nationality, all this shit, all shape our experiences as people.
What? The leftist ideology is recognizing that our shit changes us. Damn. What a fucking loser.
That's the reason why it'd be better served to have this conversation not with myself, but with an anti-Zionist Jewish person.
A Jew!
Why does it matter if they're Jewish?
Because I'm not Jewish, and you've said in this conversation that, like, how can you tell me how to feel about the situation?
Yeah, but how is one person a representative of Jews at large? I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world interpret that phrase.
He's literally right. Yeah. Actually, it turns out when this phrase that he's referring to is from the river to the sea, where they want to kill all Jews in Israel. Yeah, that phrase means kill all Jews in Israel. That's literally what it means. And Jews interpret it that way because that's actually exactly what it means.
So yes, Ethan, on occasion you might be suggested to talk to someone who has some crossover with you.
Say the word Jew, Idubbbz. He hasn't said it yet, okay? He's dancing around it as much as he can. He's scared to say that word. You pussy.
It doesn't have to be your ethnicity. It could possibly be someone who shares progressive ideology with you. It could possibly be someone who is of your same gender. I think Ethan understands this concept very well. He listened to these women on his show when they told him that he shouldn't be calling women bitches.
This bitch is intolerable. You are such a nasty fucking bitch, Ken.
I don't know if you can call her a bitch, though.
I don't know. I think you should. I think you can call him a bitch. I'm not gonna sit here and play this fucking game. Yeah, if someone's a bitch, you call them a bitch. If someone's a retard, you call them a retard. Enough of this fucking wordplay bullshit. Dude, this is the issue with watching the two retards fighting. Like, the far leftists, when they fight with each other, dog, it's like actual cat fights out there. You shouldn't say bitch. Yeah, nice.
He is a bitch. She's
What
a
do you-
fucking.
okay,
You're right. I
I'm
call her.
right.
See you next Tuesday.
Listen, you have.
I'm curious, what do Lena and Sam think about it?
I wouldn't be okay with that.
Yeah.
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 I feel like that it's for the girlies, Ethan. But I
So
agree.
you guys all seem to
Yeah.
be in consensus that
We
it's in
are.
poor form. I think to respect the women here in the room, I'm going to have to pass on saying that.
The infantilization of Ethan Klein is fucking nauseating. He's
right.
not a child.
Nice.
He is absolutely
Time to get tone policed, I guess. Sure. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and respect Ethan Klein immensely in general. I think if someone's a bitch, you call them a bitch. If they earn it, they gotta earn it. Listen, I am not calling Idubbbz' wife a whore because I want to be demeaning to her. I'm calling her a whore because she sold pictures of her titties on the internet. You see, I have a way with words. I only make friends on the internet. No enemies. I have no enemies. Hell yeah. That's right. That's what I do. Honest to God.
capable of looking into Hasan, learning about his politics, interviewing.
I learned about Hasan's politics. He's a Nazi, essentially. He wants to kill all Jews in Israel, and he supports terrorist organizations everywhere. He thinks that all Americans that voted for Trump deserve to be fucking gulagged because they are literally promoting a terrorist Nazi leader, okay? He's a monster.
Doing loads of things to figure out where he stands.
He presents himself as someone
but
like.
they know where he stands. He's exactly correct. Ethan knows exactly where Hasan stands. Hasan makes it pretty obvious when Hasan says that, I don't care if women got raped on October 7th. I'll still support the terrorists. Well then, yeah, you know where he stands.
Me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
And for the first time, I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. This comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head. I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership. I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
You made how many episodes with Hasan? Like, this guy made a fucking program with the biggest mega leftist on the platform. Now he's acting like he was tricked and he was incapable of figuring out what this guy's beliefs were. Bro.
Idubbbz, you don't understand. You think that all leftists support the death of all Jews in Israel? Do you think that's the case? Really? Is that the route you're going? But you think that all leftists conclude the same shit here? Like, what are we even talking about? How are you this pathetic?
Bro, I didn't make the fucking leftist program. You did. You made fucking, what, 60 some odd episodes of this shit? For hours talking to this guy? You didn't have a problem with any of it until, Ethan talks about being aware of Hasan's 9/11 comments and then sort of leaves it at that. Like it was
the 9/11 comments, by the way, in case you were curious, was Hasan saying that America deserved 9/11. Just wanted to put that out there.
It's just a joke. Actually, I think Ethan describes them as edgy moments or jokes.
You might remember him from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together because who am I to judge?
No, Ethan, those aren't jokes, right? When someone makes a controversial statement like that, that's not them trying to be funny. I can understand.
Wait a second. Hold on. Whoa. Idubbbz thinks that Hasan saying that America deserved 9/11 wasn't a joke, and he's still making an hour-long piece defending that guy? Wait, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be fucking shitting me, dude. There is no way we've reached peak retard. What is even happening? Oh my god. Dude, I don't even know what to say. This is just... Is this the top political minds of the modern online leftists? Truly the biggest drama anyone has ever seen?
Why you would conflate the two. That is someone who is extremely frustrated and passionate about a particular topic. In this case, American imperialism and terrorism. You could have looked into that. You could have talked to Hasan a little bit more and found out what
he knows what he believes in. He says it. He supports terrorists, like he says on his streams. That's why he has never once condemned Hamas a single time in the last year and a half since this war started. Bro, get a grip. You're defending a terrorist sympathizer, okay? You are the Goebbels to his Hitler right now.
International politics opinions are, but you wouldn't even need to do that. You can look at it online. You're not a victim. You weren't tricked. You made 60 some odd episodes. If you didn't want to go down this route...
I did not think Idubbbz would be making an entire video defending 9/11, but here we are. 2025, definitely. That's a twist.
You shouldn't have done it. But that was your fucking choice. You did it. You are an adult. When Ethan and Hila are watching Matt Lieb saying that one state doesn't represent all Jews, they cannot wrap their heads around the idea.
No single person represents all Jews.
I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world interpret
These are
that
such
phrase.
wildly
No
different
single person
topics.
represents all Jews, as no single state represents all Jews.
This is another weird thing.
Oh my God.
Israel, this is a lie that I see Hasan and people pander. They say that Israel's going to war on behalf of Judaism. They have never, I don't believe that that's ever been stated. And I don't think Israel ever explains that it's like, I think Israel says it's a place where Jews can go.
Israel's just a place Jews can go? With that slogan, we might actually have peace. You know, if that's all you're defining Israel as, is a place Jews can go.
What? That's literally what Israel was. I'm so confused. That is literally how Israel started. It was literally started as a place Jews can go. I don't think he realizes that basically every war that took place in Israel did not start because of the Zionists. Yes, the Zionists absolutely caused the different wars to begin, but they didn't start any of them. What is even going on? This is mind-boggling. You really think there will be peace if it's a way that... You really think that there could be peace if Israel was a place for Jews to go? You realize that Hamas shot 11,000 missiles into Jewish cities over the last 20 years? From Gaza? Like, I don't even know what is going on.
Like, sure.
Well, what does he think is happening in Israel? Did he literally get the Hasan breakdown? Does he think Israel just has concentration camps for Arabs? Because that shit's not happening. Well, I don't even know.
It sounds like America to me. Like, all right.
I don't think
America? Bro, you realize that there's this thing called immigration and laws about it. I know that Idubbbz has gone so left he thinks that illegal immigrants are based and stuff. But what are you talking about? Oh my God. I don't even know how do you even confront this?
Israel said they represent all Jews. I don't think that's
Of course they don't represent all Jews. What are you talking about?
So like, hey, we, displacing...
The irony is, you get this whole video of Idubbbz grandstanding saying that Ethan needed to look into this more because Hasan obviously knows so much more about this topic, and he goes and says absolute nothing.
Palestinians is all Jewish people.
Ethan is being so disingenuous here to suggest that he doesn't understand what Matt Lieb is saying. Like, he's making a semantic argument. Like, I don't think Israel has said that it represents every last Jew on the planet. I don't think Israel has claimed that. They're not going to say that their most genocidal behavior represents anything to do with them, okay? But what they are going to do is they're going to inexplicably link Israel and Jewishness together, so when they're being criticized, all of a sudden, they have the perfect defense. Oh, another thing I need to mention.
Wait, he's using this like the opposite way. Hasan was whistleblowing to his audience, calling out Zionists and calling basically any Jew a Zionist. It's literally the opposite of how he defined it.
there was a tier list. It was called the Who Can Say Habibi tier list. It was presented at TwitchCon as like a panel that was just meant to be lighthearted and fun. And Ethan Klein saw that, and he decided that it was anti-Semitic.
He didn't decide it's anti-Semitic. It is anti-Semitic. How are you going to defend this one?
We're going to need your help to discuss and figure out who can say Habibi and who can't.
And also, we have tiers. We have Arab coded. They ask permission to say Habibi. You know, like you got like a white guy who's like, can I say it? Is it a slur? And then Love Sabra, which is, they're not Arab coded at all.
Now, when I first saw this tier list, I immediately knew what it was doing. I was like, it's a play on the who has the N-word pass and who doesn't tier list. Granted,
all right,
Habibi
so what's the Love Sabra category? What is that representing?
Is very different than the N-word, but it is a cultural word amongst Arabic-speaking people and Muslim people. Like that is a word that's used. Habibi, it means my love. Oh no, don't do that, Habibi. Oh yes, Habibi. You're my Habibi, I'm your Habibi. So yes, it's meant to be a fun way that these Arab content creators can express their Arab culture and be proud.
These Arab content creators. These are not Arab content creators. Pretty sure one of these guys are Jewish, and yeah, all right, nice try, but yeah, all right, sure, okay.
Of it and happy about it because
they're so happy and proud of an Arabic word that all these people that don't speak Arabic are able to claim. This isn't a slur. It just literally, it means bro in Arabic. Okay? Like, what are you talking about? Hasan isn't an Arab either. He's a Turk.
It's not like they have massive representation on the platform.
What are you talking about? They are on the official Twitch panel. This is the official TwitchCon Twitch panel. They have way massive representation on the platform.
Making a tier list based on race. And nobody has a fucking problem with that. Okay, you have a tier list based on race.
He's literally right.
Where's the Jewish panel? Where's the Jewish panel? Where at the top it says Jewish. It's a tier list based on Arab to Jew. He's Arab, which is good. That's the best thing you can be on this. That's the best. This is this is racist.
I will say that conveying information through a tier list is not the most effective thing.
Is he not going to explain why this is racist? Sabra is a term that is used to define Jews born in Israel. Sabra is that is what Sabra means, okay? That is what it's used as. That's what it means, a Jew born in Israel. So when you have a tier list where you have Arab coded, asked permission, thinks it's a slur, and then Jew born in Israel, it sounds pretty racist, doesn't it, Idubbbz?
But Ethan should understand this principle. He did a white slurs tier list with Hasan.
Cracker.
I mean, you know what my take is.
We can't put this as an F. Cracker. I mean,
how is this even remotely similar?
That's got to be at least a D, right?
Pale face, motherfucker.
Pale face. I mean, again, I think that's an F. Hog.
So hog is my favorite. I use it all the time.
Him and Hasan feel as though they're white guys, so they felt very comfortable talking about white slurs on their tier list.
Actually, Idubbbz, you're wrong, because you see, the thing is, Hasan tries his hardest to not call himself a white guy. He calls himself something else all the time. He actually made that tier list because he thinks you can't be racist to white people. Because you do no research for this video, you are just spouting and spewing the shit people told you to say. Hasan is doing that tier list because he says you cannot be racist to white people. That's his argument, you fuck.
I think
what
I'm
is
more
even
white
happening?
than you. What do you think?
I think I'm white. Like, I'm super white.
Can you understand why Arabs might feel comfortable talking about Arab shit on their tier list?
No one is complaining that Arabs are saying Habibi, okay? It is a word in Arabic, and it's not a culture. It's something that anyone could say because it's a fucking word, all right? It is a word in another language. It's like saying, oh, I can't say merci because I don't speak French. Yeah, you could say merci if you want to. This is an Arab to Jew tier list. Yes.
Ethan, you're the white guy. You think you're more white than Hasan.
I think I'm more white than you.
So, yeah, the white guy can say all the things that he wants, like cracker. But the Arabs can't have their tier list.
I would put him also in Arab. I know Turkey.
He's making it look like Ethan is saying Arabs don't have the right to a tier list. Where the tier list is S tier is Arab and F tier is Jew. What?
People are different.
Notice how they dropped the premise almost immediately that it's about who can say Habibi. And then it's like, Hasan, okay, actually, he's Arab. We fucking love him. He's dope.
Yeah, even they put Hasan in Arab tier, even though Hasan is not an Arab. He's a Turk. But they put him in S tier because really, this is not about the Habibi. Also, Denims made a joke at this panel, which I have a feeling he's not going to show in his video, but he might, saying that we should put one more tier below this, the Zionist tier for Ethan Klein. So tell me this isn't a racist tier list.
Oh, he's Arab.
Habibi is an Arabic word. That is an Arabic word, Ethan.
Funny about this whole thing is that they say Habibi in Israel. Again, people underestimate just how like mixed Israeli culture is. Like,
we say Habibi in Israel. Yes, Ethan. Another piece of evidence as to why it isn't anti-Semitic.
What? How is that evidence of anything? Oh my god. Dude, how do we need to explain this? He said this is a tier list of Arabs for the word Habibi, but then it turns out that it's not that at all because they put Hasan, who's not an Arab, in S tier because he's Arab enough for the S tier, because it turns out this had nothing to do with Habibi at all. Not at all. And then they put a new Zionist tier below it. Dude, you're literally a retard. What is going on?
It's racist. If you're not Arab or understand Arab culture at all, which is a lot of Americans, and Ethan Klein presents you this tier list and calls it anti-Semitic, you're just gonna eat it up.
It is.
It's not. Ethan
He's right. He's literally right. What are you talking about?
Just proving his location on this tier list under Love Sabra because he doesn't understand Arab culture. There's a lot of Arabs who eat Sabra. There's a lot of people like me.
He's a retard. Sabra is not just about the hummus, brother. Sabra is a term that is used to describe Jews born in Israel
who eat Sabra. A lot of the times it's all that's in the store, and I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna eat it, but it is not the good shit. Like the average Arab American, they're gonna go in the store and the only option they have is fucking Sabra. And that sucks that that's the only option, right? Arab communities and distribution facilities are not widespread across the US. So what are they left with?
What is he talking about? There are tons of Arabs in the U.S. I don't know what he's saying at all.
They're left with a common, relatable, shitty hummus, which is...
They can make their own hummus. You know, I make my own hummus. It's delicious, okay? You get a fucking can of chickpeas, and you blend that shit up, and you put in some cumin and garlic powder, and it's awesome, okay? Well, I don't understand. Where are you going?
Sabra. And what's so fucking pathetic about this whole thing is after he was able to get these Arab creators banned off of Twitch for 30 days, he goes on to talk about how bad Sabra hummus is on his show.
I don't think anybody prefers Sabra over homemade like restaurant quality hummus.
Obviously.
You know, it's what's there.
Because you have no idea what you're talking about.
Like weirdly fluffy.
It is
Sabra.
fluffy.
Weird.
Yeah.
I would buy it sometimes and eat it. It's not the best.
The problem is with Sabra, in my opinion, it's only good for the first 2 days.
For some reason, like when you eat this Sabra shit, it just feels so much heavier. Imagine eating a whole fucking vat of Sabra.
This is so pathetic.
Crazy.
Yeah. I've never liked hummus.
Is this supposed to be like an own that Sabra hummus is gross or something? I don't know what that disproves, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, you hate Jews then.
I don't.
And Arabs.
Yeah.
This is racist. Yeah, it's almost like you can have a discussion about Sabra hummus.
Dude, this isn't about Sabra hummus. He missed the plot entirely. Dude, what is even going on? Oh my god.
Being a bad hummus without it being at all related to a Jewish thing or an Israeli thing.
All right. Sabra. In modern Hebrew, the term tsavar, or whatever, refers to any Jew born in Israel, derived from the Hebrew name for the prickly pear cactus, which is commonly spelled Sabra in English. So Sabra is referring to a Jew born in Israel. The words have come in widespread use by the 1930s when they were used to designate a Jewish person whose place of birth was located within the land of Israel, corresponding with the Ottoman Syria until 1918, blah, 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 blah. Sabra is understood to be a term that is used to allude to the collective nature of Israeli Jews. So, turns out Idubbbz is a retard. Oh no! It's a whole ass Wikipedia article you could have looked up, brother. Yeah, because this was never about the hummus. Oh my God.
He can have that discussion as much as he wants on his podcast because we all know his intentions aren't anti-Semitic.
This is what he did. He hit his heart hard.
The Zionism is leading to...
He was describing what Elon Musk did at the show. At the whatever. The fucking Congress thing. Whatever. How are you going to twist that into him being a Nazi? This is crazy. The leaps and bounds.
Not accepting other cultures, embracing their own culture, and instead thinking that that is an attack on you. There's this incident on the podcast.
He skipped it. He literally skipped the part where they actually referenced Ethan because it was so obviously racist. Dude, what do you even do? What do you even do? Ethan Klein. Where's his channel? It is shocking to me that this is happening. This is the worst video of all time. Oh my God. All right, you ready, guys? I'm pretty sure it's this video.
Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one. That's
Jewish.
Dude, where's the, you guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke.
Did you hear what they said, guys? Turns out this really was actually just racist against Jews all along. Turns out Ethan was right and Idubbbz is a fucking loser, liar, piece of shit. Oh my God. It was a joke? Yes, it was a joke, but that is literally the context the entire time. It was always a racist tier list. Stop gaslighting people, Idubbbz. You're not very good at it.
Where they were reacting to Cutie Cinderella, and Ethan was laughing during it. So that ended up being a pretty important wake-up call for Ethan. He made an apology video directed at Cutie Cinderella, and it was graded by a professional psychologist, Dr. Kirk Honda of Psychology in Seattle. And Ethan got an A+ rating.
In terms of a public apology, this is A+.
Ethan won't stop talking.
What? Okay.
About his A+ rating.
You know he rated my apology to Cutie Cinderella a perfect score? A perfect 10.
A perfect 10 out of 10?
Literally 10 out of 10. Go back. I can teach you how to make a good apology. I'm the best at
10 out of 10.
I know what a perfect apology is, lady. You fucking don't. Is my perfect apology in this PowerPoint? Dude, I got a perfect 10 out of 10.
This one is actually best apology, so.
Ethan Klein, you guys, oh my God.
I was trying really hard to think about an impactful moment during this video.
He made a joke, guys, because it's so absurd that you have an entire ecosystem of YouTubers rating other YouTubers' apologies to other YouTubers. Such an absurd concept that he made a joke about it. Let's kill him now.
Like, could I do something that would really wake Ethan up? And I don't know if this came from a good place or not, but I came up with the idea of getting Ethan's grade changed from an A to a B at least. So I went to visit Psychology in Seattle. I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but
crazy.
It's worth trying.
This might be the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life. He went to Seattle to meet a psychologist who rated his apology an A to try to get him to drop the score.
And, you know, we might learn a thing or two.
Xander! Probably get pretty low marks. Unlike me, perfect score, 10. I said, hey, Lud, no wig drama. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person now that you've inserted yourself and your girlfriend into this conversation?
Okay, Idubbbz, I hear you. You're in the room with me right now. I hear you. I hear your request. I understand it.
This is unbelievable.
I can understand where it's...
This is like the fucking Democrat guy that went to El Salvador to try to get the illegal alien back in the country. Like, dude, what is going on? This is so pathetic.
Coming from. And I guess have a policy that when there is a grade for an apology, I am just grading that discreet apology as I see it without taking any consideration of prior or future behavior. If you're wanting me to comment on the overall behavior or the recent behavior from the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person and that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize, and I will be there to evaluate that apology when it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That is the worst fucking L I've ever seen. So you're telling me that Idubbbz flew to Seattle to meet the therapist psychologist guy to ask him to rate his apology, and he's like, yeah, I'm not changing the score. And then he included it in the video. There is no way. Oh my lord.
Unfortunately, Kirk did not change his grade. But that's okay.
Oh my lord,
because it's the
he
internet.
Sucks. This guy's
Anyone
pathetic.
can have their own official apology rating system. So I'm going to rate Ethan's apology a B-. That's just based on...
I went to the psychologist to ask him to change Ethan's score. He didn't want to. So I'm changing your score. Yeah, that's right. B- apology, Ethan, you fat fuck. Got him. Got him.
On my own feelings and my own rubric. When Psychology in Seattle was watching these video clips of Ethan, he said that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug. Now, of course, it kind of pisses me off to hear that shit because I'm like, what are we doing? What are we saying? He needs a hug? No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping is what he needs. I think
the empath pacifist. Oh my god.
Something that's very important to me
What?
in bringing back Content Cop is to be fair.
Oh, he's bringing back Content Cop to be fair. He literally ruined this entire franchise. Content Cop was one of the most beloved series on the internet.
I think that was something that was not illustrated in previous Content Cops that I think should have been and probably wouldn't have left me with so much regret. Ethan deserves all of the criticism that he's getting. I think it's very valid.
You barely criticized the guy. All you did was glaze a terrorist supporter. Oh my god. Bro, this should have stayed in the draft, homie.
But I also think, at the end of the day, we should acknowledge that he's human because he is human. And he is in a situation that's making him extremely scared, paranoid, defensive, sensitive, and I'm sure other features and feelings. In the spirit of Kirk saying that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug, I have challenged some of his most powerful haters to put down the haterade and just say something nice and charitable about him because I think he deserves it.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it as well. I think that's a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason.
Yeah, you're a hateful bitch. Sorry. No offense. This is unbelievably weak, lame, and gay cringe shit. You do not believe... You only believe raped women when it supports your agenda, and you literally go against women that get raped to further your shit. And you're a vile, disgusting fucking bitch.
Why your employees chose to work with you over anyone else.
Ethan, I think it's respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the anti-SJW crowd and step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Ethan Klein, I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted,
is unbelievably
and
pathetic.
just having fun.
This is manipulative and pathetic virtue signal shit. This is gross, honestly.
With your friends, I think that is when you're at your best. So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3 used to be the sports for good that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating content, so all this has stunk. I hope you...
Well, I guess he wasn't a good inspiration because you have no career, because no one watches your streams. Hit Jabba the Hutt, another L she takes. Oh well.
Really hear this, and I wish you the best.
I think Ethan
More
Klein
Hamas propagandists.
rocks a buzz cut pretty good, and I think he's got a good choice of facial hair. I think it's really cool what he did 8 years ago, fighting that frivolous lawsuit. That was pretty fucked up, and fighting it, you know, he changed YouTube for the better, and I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he was fighting for free speech.
You know.
Oh my god, this piece of shit. This piece of shit. I thought it was cool because you were fighting for free speech, and now you're suing me. You're suing me because I labeled you a genocide supporter. Oh my god, this is pathetic.
You know, I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Elon. Like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be.
There's no way he included a clip of him crying like a bitch at the end of his fucking content cop.
A couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them.
You unbelievable cuck. What an unbelievable cuck. Dude, you made a video to end his career right now. You stabbed him in the back. You are defending people that call his wife a Nazi because she was in a mandatory draft in Israel. What a pathetic retard. I'm lost for words. Oh my God.
Right. Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been kind of slipping into a very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more pulled up, a feeling of almost infallibility that I could take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes, and then when I was criticized for those mistakes, then I would act extremely defensive and nasty and not really processing them in a healthy way.
Bro, he's not even going to end with a Hasan clip. Hasan refused to say something positive. Hasan refused to say something positive. He couldn't even make an outro for this video. That's the end of the video. Oh my lord, this might have been the most pathetic video I've ever seen in my life. Let's look at the dislike fucking counter. Bro. Dude, it's gonna lap the likes. There is no way. This is the most pathetic shit I've ever seen in my entire life. It is so bad. And all I have to say is, Asmongold will be happy.
God. Bro, I've seen
yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll watch one of his videos.
That's right.
About Hasan,
yep.
And it'll just be like a 40-minute video of him just talking mad shit.
Yes, sir.
The whole time.
Yep. That's what I do. Yes, sir. 100%. Listen, I got to do what I got to do. Hasan is a terrorist supporter. Fuck. He is out there supporting terrorists on the daily. He's a piece of shit. We don't like him. We run the entire Hasan Piker is any percent fucked gauntlet. I'm just saying, it's gonna be big. Hell yeah, lock in for future anti-Hasan content, because that guy's the biggest leftist streamer on the planet, and someone actually has to call him out for his retardation. He does anything. He will always be on the wrong side of history. What an absolute unbelievable piece of shit loser. That guy, unironically, and I say this with love in my heart, he should make sure that the brothels he visits to pay for sex don't actually sex traffic minors in the future. He doesn't want to get into another one of those situations. Listen, next time he tries to get himself invited to a Diddy party, he should maybe look into that shit. Again, I don't know. It's happened twice now, and I'm a little worried for the man personally. Listen, I'm not sure what's worse between terrorist or pedophile. Leave your answers in the comment section below. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. I cannot believe Idubbbz literally dug up this fucking Joe Biden level ancient franchise only to completely destroy his own career. Thanks for being here, and remember to stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.